Yes, what an applause. Thank you, DJ CEO. Get ready, get ready, get ready. It's Let's Talk Business with Sherryl Cusseaux, and I am here, listen, with two of my co-hosts, Jeanette Diva J. Horch Smith and Linda L. Diva from L. Diva Couture Boutique. Welcome to the show, ladies. We have so much to talk about. Catch the show. That will be all up in your brand's business today. That's what it's all about. We'll ask the who, the what, the when, the where, the how of your business and or organization. Today, we have as our special guest, Jeanette with two N's, M. Bradley of J.M. Bradley's Urban Arts LLC. So excited to have you come in and join us today. This is also November. We're in November. It's still Diabetes Awareness Month. Special shout out to our guests on last week's show. Remember, the takeaway was pay attention to your numbers. That's so very, very important so that you can stay ahead of your diabetes. And now there's a lot going on. This is our Thanks and Giving show. Last year, this time, our Thanks and Giving show had guests from Cornerstone Family Ministries Top Golf annual event. So, Diva J, we're going to jump right in and let you give us a recap. I certainly had a blast.
Yes. So this year, Cornerstone Family Ministries, and for those who don't know, Cornerstone manages and operates the Rosa Valdez Early Learning Center in Old West Tampa. So this year, they did their 8th annual Child's Chance for Change Topgolf tournament. I'm happy to serve as the producer of that. And in celebrating 130 years, their goal was to raise $130,000. Well, I'm excited to let you all know that because of the support of our sponsors and partners like Let's Talk Business with Sherryl J. Cusseaux and their team, we raised over $135,000 for the babies. So thank you all so much to everyone who came out. Thank you to the Let's Talk Business with Sherryl J. Cusseaux 2 bays of teams for coming out and supporting just the community at large. It's a beautiful thing. It's always a fulfilling experience to not just be there and fellowship with other people, but to really put our money where our mouths are and support our youth and our communities in need. So thank you so much. There's so much more to come from this organization. They're opening up a new school. And so we're just really excited to keep that momentum going.
That is awesome. And this really could just be all about nonprofits. DJ CEO has a nonprofit. There you are in that facility. El Diva with Jingle Bell Bazaar now. And we're going to hear more about our special guest in Jeanette Bradley as she talks about what she is doing. But she has been in a nonprofit world since probably before I met her, which was so many years ago. So they have all of you on talking about your nonprofits. And y'all know, I'm just a community philanthropist. I love to be able to help great causes that I know will impact specifically our community. So thankful for that. Thank you for the update. So proud of you. The work, Diva J, that people don't realize what you have to do. Behind the scene, yes. They come to the event and it just looks perfect. And people will walk away thinking, I could do that until they try it.
That's true.
Jeanette knows.
Absolutely.
There's so much that goes on behind the scenes. So kudos to you. This month is also Veterans Day. We did a lot of shout outs on Monday to our veterans, and I'm married to a Army Vietnam vet. So glad that he was able to return back home with so many others. You're going to hear us talk about another veteran where my office is housed on the campus of 5508. And I believe when I first came there, it was called the James A. Hammond Business Complex. And Jeanette can correct me, but I think that was the name. And so we shout that veteran out, the late Mr. James. Many called him Jim Hammond because he definitely served. And he served at a time where it was most difficult for African Americans to be serving. And if you ever have the opportunity to sit down, and maybe this will also be in the book, where he shares that experiences, the average person probably would have said, thank you, but no thank you. But he persevered. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We were able to be there. Diva J, I don't think you were back in town at the time when we threw actually a beautiful gala, but also honored Mr. Hammond. It was his 85th birthday. Shout out Carrot Williams. He was asking me about, I was talking about the cake, and Carrot, this is for you. We found the picture with the 85 cupcakes honoring Mr. Hammond. I love that picture. I love that picture, him and his family. But there are 85 cupcakes. You can count them for his 85th birthday. So rest in heaven, my friend. Such a great man, someone I've known all of my life. As a matter of fact, he and my grandfather were very, very good friends. My grandfather worked on his home, and their homes are the identical floor plan. I didn't know. I didn't know that. I'll have to take you around there, and their homes are, I'm telling you, almost identical. And, wow. And for them to have worked with each other back then, he's just a few blocks away. So we'll have to do that one day. But shout outs to all of our veterans. And we're so appreciative and so thankful. We're going to jump in. We like to say happy birthday to those who have birthdays in November, as we just alluded to. Again, so excited. I was talking to you guys about Mr. Hammond, about the gala. I was sharing with Miss Bradley that my brother and my sister-in-law were there volunteering, supporting us with the gala. And Diva J, we always talk about be present in the room. There he is. And Jeanette, last year, I did a birthday fundraiser. Diva J hosted it right here on the show. And that brother of mine who was at that gala for Tampa Hillsborough Action Plan and fell in love with Mr. Hammond took that picture. Isn't that a beautiful picture? Guess what he did, Jeanette? And for my birthday campaign, he came on to the live show, and I told you I'm a community philanthropist, and I was supporting 10 nonprofits that I've supported over the years. He was the first one that came on and gave $564 to each one of those 10 nonprofits. So yes, he sent a check to Tampa Hillsborough Action Plan. All because we are making these connections, and it's so important to support and support. Listen, if you are on live on Facebook, tag a friend, share this post. We have 2 amazing giveaways that we're going to share. I'm giving you a little bit about it. So tag, post, share, because you want to be the winner. One is going to be a t-shirt from the Jingle Bell Bazaar, one that you can get and actually wear it to the Jingle Bell Bazaar. The other gift is going to be one of the original prints coming from J.M. Bradley's, are you guys ready for this, urban art collection? There's going to be 2. Let's Talk Business is going to select one, but she has a very, very special one. It's not even finished yet. We're hoping it's going to be finished so that we can show it at the Jingle Bell Bazaar. You've got to be live on Facebook, so tag your friends, share the post, because we're going to look for the first person to say whatever it is we say when that time comes. So thank you to our product sponsors, Jingle Bell Bazaar, and as well, J.M. Bradley Urban Art. You've heard me talk about her art. You've heard me talk about her. You've heard me talk about some of her work in the community. Today's show is about what's jingling. Art, fashion, and the craft bazaar. And we're going to jump right in with our guest, Miss Jeanette. Jeanette, what does the M stand for?
Actually, Marie.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I was actually named after one of my aunts who died when she was maybe 2 or 3 years old. And out of 7 kids my mom had, I'm the middle child. And she reserved that name for me. So it has very special meaning to me, Jeanette Marie.
Aren't you special? Again, we've been talking about legacy ever since the show came on.
Wow.
Welcome, Jeanette Marie Bradley, an artist and education advocate, founder, What We Could Be Exchange. She uses it as an acronym too, WWCB, a charitable nonprofit organization that works with low-income families with children in underperforming schools. In addition to nonprofit work, Ms. Bradley creates abstract urban art pieces that drive constructive conversations about and serves as a platform for changing human harmful narratives about what it means to be Black in America. And she does this on canvas. Art originals and prints can be purchased online at jmbradleysurbanart.com. We will share that in our thank you post and at various weekend markets in the Tampa Bay area. Look for J.M. Bradley's Urban Art, LLC. Ms. Bradley's corporate career includes 15 years in executive leadership in the nonprofit business arena. As top human resources executives at CP Ships Ltd. and in the nonprofit arena at Tampa General Hospital, Ms. Bradley also served as Chief Executive Officer for the Tampa Hillsborough Action Plan, better known as STAP. The STAP group. Ms. Bradley has a BA in clinical psychology, a BS in interdisciplinary social science from Florida State University, where she is currently enrolled in the Master's of Public Administration, Public Policy program. She serves as a board of director for the Franciscan Center for Florida Rising, Inc. and for Ursula's History Shop. Welcome to the show, Ms. Bradley.
Yay. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You are more than welcome. And listen to our radio listening audience and those who are joining us on Facebook Live with Let's Talk Business, any of your other Facebook Live In Touch News, and as well, you can find us on In Touch News' YouTube station as well. Please, you want to make sure you're listening in so that you perhaps could be the recipient of 2 of the gifts that we are going to be giving away shortly. So let's just talk about who, what, when, where, why of your business. That being said, or better yet, the woman, the mission, and the work. That's the way we like to talk about it over here. So that being said, Jeanette Bradley.
Yes, ma'am.
We got to introduce your work at the Minority Enterprise Development Corp. Just what? Was that last month? And Diva J, you got to see her work twice.
Yeah.
You saw it again. So thank you. Thank you for joining. I'm sure Michelle, well, I'm not sure I know, Michelle Maynard certainly enjoyed your art.
Yes.
And as well others. And then you showed up again at the Tampa Black Business Bus Tour with Candy Lowe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was really my pleasure. I've been doing markets for a while now, a couple of years, but I haven't really tapped back into the community, the people that I know. So this was an opportunity, and thank you for when you saw me to introduce me back into Med Week. But it's been a real pleasure and sort of a coming home. So even being on this show today is a coming home to the people that I know and that I'm familiar with, that I can share what I'm doing right now. And a lot of that has to do with art and changing the narrative for our community through art.
Through art. You know, I can't help but talk about things that I feel in my spirit. Hearing you say coming back to the community where we've shared so much. Candy Lowe's bus tour this time was, and event for the vendors was at Rebirth Missionary Baptist Church. They have an event park. If you have not been there, it's a great place to host outdoor events. Jeanette Bradley was there with her art. It was displayed so beautiful that I fell in love with multiple pieces and could not pull myself away from them. But when you talked about the reconnecting, Jeanette, The pastor of that church is the Reverend Dr. Zachary Hudson.
Yes.
He was also the former pastor of my church, the New Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church of Tampa, Florida, Inc., where the Reverend Larry L. Roundtree II serves as our pastor. Okay. Well, for our church's 120th anniversary, Diva J, our pastor invited Dr. Hudson to come and be the guest speaker. Wow. When he came, and he said he had not been there in, I believe, 27 years. And the title of his message was Reunited. And he talked about the artist Peaches and Herb, but it was reunited, and it feels so good.
What a
so
title.
Today, we're being reunited, and it feels so good. This is why it's important that we always collaborate. The woman, tell us some things we may not know about you, Jeanette with 2 N's.
Things that you may not know. Well, surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, most people did not know that I was very much into art. So this is a surprise to many. 30 years ago, Florida State University, I minored in art. And I knew I had a interest, did a lot of landscape and things like that, but I'm not necessarily a literal artist, although I can. I prefer not to. I like abstract, and I like for people to tell me what you see. But so once I sort of semi-retired, I decided that I would explore that part of me that probably gave me the most satisfaction, which was art. In doing so, I'm inspired by the work that we do with my nonprofit, What We Could Be Exchange, which I actually started back in 2003. So people don't really know that about me either, that I have been working with the school district as a community person coming in since 2003, when I left corporate America. I wanted to do something that had an impact on the community. And to me, it was with our young people, making sure they sat in the right seats at the, in the right classes, got into the right schools so that they could be influential in my old age. And they were making decisions that were good for my community. So for me, it took on a sort of a garden principle where we plant seeds in children, and then we expect children to plant seeds in others. And as a result of that cross-pollination, we can create beautiful gardens. And that comes from a book that most 6th, 7th graders read called Seed for Kids by Paul Fleischman. So from the work that we do in schools, and right now we focus mainly on elementary, although we started out in high schools, Blake High School, when they went from a D school to an A school for the first and only time in 20 years, is when we were in there intervening with about 200 students. We came back a few years ago and started working in elementary schools. Here we do literal gardens on the school campuses. And right now we're in 3 schools. And most people are not realizing that I'm actually going, and I'm not a gardener, but I surround myself with people who really understand that. But my role mainly is the behavioral component. And from that, with students and families, I'm inspired to paint. So it goes full circle for me that yes, painting, as a child, I knew that art was my thing. Coming back home to painting, but using it in a way that connects to the gardens that we do in schools, where we're planting seeds and hopefully growing really powerful, positive communities. That's what my art really speaks to.
Oh, well, you've answered the other question, why you're so passionate about it. And also some of this was, Diva J was gonna talk to you about that, but Diva J can also speak to the gardening component, because that was something that she started. And so I actually am going to, And again, that's why platforms like this is so very, very important, and connecting people together with projects that we don't even know about, or could not even have imagined that that was something that was a gift in you, but you saw it on a much broader spectrum.
Yeah.
And then you could use it. I've seen the garden at Edison, but what are the other two schools?
The other two schools actually we have the garden at Edison. We haven't done that much with it this year since COVID. It really has never really bounced back. But we're also at Just Elementary School in West Tampa, and that garden is going extremely well. The principal, even though the principal has transitioned, has been very welcoming and open to our unconventional way of volunteering in schools. And that's key, because we're not coming in to do copies and help out with teachers and whatever else. Our help is in a very indirect way, where we are bridging between family and school, but we're doing it through gardening in an after-school program. So Just Elementary, the other school is Kimball Elementary, and then we're at Sulphur Springs K through 8.
You know what? That is just fantastic. I'm going to pivot here. Diva, we're going to let Diva J come in, since they're talking about that whole gardening piece, and we'll flip flop and come back and talk about the pop markets and Diva. I got two divas on the show today. And Jeanette can come back and maybe give us a panoramic view, because she is live in her art studio. Diva J?
Oh man, so I'm just excited hearing about all of the phenomenal things that you're doing, Jeanette, and your organization, Art with a Purpose, the gardening. Man, there's so much we have to talk about. Thinking about, one thing about a garden is the more you harvest, the more it grows. And that's just so symbolic in so many ways. At Cornerstone Family Ministries, we have a community garden here in Ybor that I'm sure could serve as a resource to what you're doing, whether it be seedlings or having our nutrition and dietitian come to those families. And let's talk about taking food from garden to table and really replenishing our bodies and eating healthy and just really creating that full circle moment. So what you're doing is phenomenal. The garden thing caught me by surprise. So this is just amazing. A question that I have for you, because you mentioned, after retiring, still kind of going after your passion. What is it you hope and I always ask this of folks who are at that retirement phase, what is it you hope your legacy will be when you look back and folks say, man, this is what she contributed to our community?
Absolutely. I want my legacy, I don't have children. So you kind of look at it and says, well, I'm going to pass this on to my children, but what do I want my legacy to be? And I think about that all the time. It's like, when I am gone, they will say, and I think it's in really community development, but it's not something that I've done. It's something that I've been instrumental in empowering the people to do themselves. And that's what the gardening really is all about, that you can actually create self-sustaining lives. You can plant in your own garden. You can, from dirt, from nothing, and you can create something that somebody else wants to buy so it's taking a community that thinks it has absolutely nothing, and with the people themselves turning that around. And it's my hope that I can have some impact on taking communities like East Tampa or in West Tampa or Progress Village, and through the schools, the kids, the families themselves shift, not gentrified communities, but through communities as they are today, make that shift where now the community members are working to improve their lives themselves. And I think that we can be self-sufficient. I think we can grow or cross-pollinate and become what we could be in the world. Thus, the name of my nonprofit.
Awesome. That is absolutely amazing. And another thing that I love too is that you're looking at the family unit. Oftentimes, folks focus on individuals and not realize that their environmental conditions have a direct impact on their trajectories.
Absolutely.
So this is just absolutely amazing. And I'm excited for what's to come. So I'll hand it back to you, Cheryl, because I know we got a lot more to talk about.
I listen, I love it, love it. I'm a part-time horticulturist, and Diva J, she knows that her her grandmother and her great-grandmother, we were neighbors, and we loved to garden, whether it was I had a vegetable garden and as well multiple flower gardens. And so it just brings such joy. My
Awesome.
granddaughter was visiting me, and I took her, we went to, I think it was Home Depot. And I said, here, let's get some plants. And I had some seedlings, and at home, I had some seeds. And I wanted her to plant a couple of the seeds. My grandbaby said to me after about 3 weeks, can we just buy a plant? Because this just takes too much time.
Yes.
I said, listen, we're going to work on the patience here.
Yeah.
But once she got to see it come, she's like, well, I just like to see the flowers already. I don't want to wait for them to grow and bloom. But we're working with her.
And I think that's important. And that's why I think garden principles are a great way to teach those attributes that we tend to take for granted, because we're in a society that I want it now.
Microwave.
We use seeds, and the kids get to watch it grow from whatever they planted, and we try to use seeds that have quick turnaround. So you're going to start seeing them within 2 weeks. You've got something going. And it's pretty exciting when the kids can actually see what appeared to be nothing but a little, let's say, mustard seed, and it becomes something that, to Jeanette's point, you take from seed to table. And the kids in our program actually get to plant the lettuce seeds, and then within maybe a few weeks, make salads in the after school program. So we bring in a lot of dressings and what have you, and they actually go cut the leaves and make salads for their snack after school. Once we've got it really going, then they prepare their own meals.
That is absolutely beautiful. Well, listen, we're going to hear from our diva. She has a lot to talk about, but we'll at least get it started since she's been waiting patiently. We see that date, Jingle Bell Bazaar, December the 11th, 2022. So proud of you, Al Diva, and so glad that we've been able to support you from the very, very beginning. I'm telling you, your bazaar is for the entire family. So let's just introduce the bazaar, and then we'll come back after the commercial break and delve into the bazaar and how businesses like Jeanette's Art can also be a part of what you're doing, and as well corporations. Aldiva?
Definitely. Yeah. So write it down, check your calendars, put it in your phone, December the 11th from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Centennial Park in Ybor City. And we're just not your average holiday market. We are Jingle Bell Bazaar live. We have lots and lots going on. Of course, as you said, it's for the entire family. It's just a very fun, festive holiday time in Ybor City. And we'll talk a little bit more about it when we come back.
Well, and we will, because right after we come back, please make sure that you are live. We'll ask the question and you'll just have some seconds to respond. Let's see. She has the t-shirt on. Aldiva.
I do. I don't know if you can see it.
Beautiful. Yes. Get your jingle on.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. That's what we're going to give away. And then we also have, and I'll let her talk about that urban arts piece. It's super special. It's super special. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and prepare for our break. So if you're listening in, thank you for taking your lunch break with us. Please like and share our post. Put the dates down, 2 pivotal dates. We're going to talk about Black Friday when we come back with Jeanette Bradley and why that date is so important. And then we'll also talk about the Jingle Bell Bazaar. DJ CEO, take it away. Back in 2.
Funeral Home, providing the highest quality, professional, and caring service for your family. Call Jeffrey Rose at 813-253-3419. That's 813-253-3419. Or visit him at 301 North Howard Avenue, Tampa, Florida. Ray Williams Funeral Home, for the finest care and quality service.
Love being number one. When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call Herman White at 961-6661. That's 961-6661.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Business with SJC, and I'm here with my two co-hosts, El Diva and Diva J. This is so cool. Listen, we were just talking about some exciting things, and the beautiful thing about our show is if you're not catching it right now, you'll get to catch it at any time at your leisure. It's global. People are watching us from all over the world, so they can find out perhaps how they can purchase a shirt from El Diva. El Diva has her own line of clothing that's actually online. And then you're going to learn more about how you can pick up Jeanette Bradley's urban art, which is so key. At the beginning of the show, we talked about some birthdays. We did some birthday shout outs. Again, and let me take this opportunity to shout out my sister who just had a birthday. And we were talking about the connections with the Fat Gala and Mr. Hammond's 85th birthday. My sister Carolyn also, happy birthday, Carolyn, also love Mr. Hammond. She would bake these cookies. And Jeanette, you may remember, we were at the Black Pages Showcasing was at my church one year, and my sister had baked all of these cookies, and Mr. Hammond went over there and he purchased just about all of them because he just loved them so. And there she coming back together. She came, she volunteered with the gala, and that particular picture was taken that night. And it's one of my favorite pictures of her. So happy birthday. And to my sister-in-law, Lily, who is in Alaska, happy birthday. But right here on the show, in our neighborhood, birthday coming up next week, Jeanette with one N. Happy early birthday, Diva J.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Diva J will get a chance to look at the art, and Diva J is just like another daughter to me. So I know I'm going to be selecting a piece. But let's jump in and talk about how people can find this. You mentioned Jeanette Art Markets. Well, we have a Google right here in the house. We're going to turn the mic over to El Diva, and she'll talk about what businesses like yours can find a place in the Arts Bazaar coming up on Sunday, December 11th at Centennial Park from 12 to 6 p.m. El Diva?
Yeah, so I'm so very, very excited about Jingle Bell Bazaar. This is our 4th year, and where it began to where it's at this point, I'm just so excited and so very proud of how we have evolved to this market. And we're talking about planting seeds. I think this show should be called Planting Seeds, because at our 4th year here at Jingle Bell Bazaar, we're going to plant seeds into some young entrepreneurs. And we find that it's just so important to start planting those seeds. You know, we're talking about at this point the great resignation. Everybody's trying to resign and find their own little niche and find their own businesses. And we find it so important that we start planting that seed about establishing your own livelihood and being in control of your economic future with our young entrepreneurs. And so this year, the 4th year of Jingle Bell Bazaar, in coordination with our nonprofit from Boys to Men and our corporate sponsors like the DSI Black Pages, we're going to give away $500 scholarship seed funding to young entrepreneurs between the ages of 10 and 21 that want to start their own business, or they have a great invention or great idea, and we want to give them that seed funding to help them start that business. Yes. So as I mentioned before, Jingle Bell Bazaar is just much more than just a holiday market. I mean, we have holiday markets all over the city, during this seasonal time, but we're Jingle Bell Live. We have a live band that's coming, unique full circle band. I am so excited about this band that's going to perform. So we have a whole host of entertainment throughout the entire day, from the time that it starts at 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. We're going to be entertaining you while you're shopping, while you're doing your last minute Christmas shopping and looking for that great idea. And we're going to kick it off. And I'm so excited about this group that's going to kick it off. Potter Elementary Drumline. They're bringing 50 drummers, flag ladies, and pom-pom girls. They're going to open up the Jingle Bell Bazaar, and I'm just so excited about this. So it's just so much to do and so much fun the entire day, and we're entirely free. There's no tickets you need to purchase, nothing you need to do but come. And guess what? We have free seating in the park. We're going to provide the seating for you to sit down and enjoy all the entertainment, do all the shopping. The whole entire park, around the park, will be closed off with food trucks. So it's just a full day of just entertainment, a bunch of fun. And I'm just really excited about, how we have evolved from the idea. And I said, we should call this show the Seed Show. Because when I thought about it, when this idea popped into my head to have the Jingle Bell Bazaar, I thought about all the markets that I have been a part of. And I go there and I'm always looking for something more, as a shopper, as a vendor there. I just wanted something much more. If I'm going to spend 3 to 4 or 5 hours, I want it to be really, really worth my time, to be an enjoyable type of thing for me. So when I thought about it, I said, I can do that. It's almost like the same premise of when I started El Diva. I can do that better. You've already built the mousetrap, but I think I can build a better one. And so that's what how Jingle Bell Bazaar started. It's like, I think I could do this a little bit better. And as you all mentioned, it is a lot of work. So when you think you're going to do something, and you think, okay, that looks easy, I think I could do it. But it's a labor of love. It takes an entire year for us to plan this, but we're really proud of where we're at this point and what we have, and definitely want everybody in the community. It's a community holiday event, not just a market. It's a market. Of course, we have over 100 vendors this year, 100 vendors, and we have 15 food trucks that will surround the park. And we have the world's largest ice cream truck, which is a double-decker ice cream truck that will be there. And I'm just so excited to see this truck. It was originally one of those tour buses that you ride around in New York, the double-decker ones. Well, they converted that to an ice cream truck. So you can actually go inside of this ice cream truck and go all the way up to the top of the double-decker and sit there. They have seating there. You can look over the park. It's just going to be a whole bunch of fun. So please come out and just have a great time.
All right, listen, I'm telling you, you can do your Christmas shopping there. One of the things I enjoy, as a matter of fact, I'm looking at one of the pictures, and one of your crafters created these cute little cartoon characters with towels. Oh, yes. And I had her to do one for my granddaughter, who loves it. That is her towel when she comes to my house. No one can touch. It's like a hoodie towel.
I purchased 2 of those, and my sons love those. The Spider-Man is a classic.
Wow. We have some very, very unique vendors. The things that, the vendors that contact us and say, hey, I want to come out. I'm just always so amazed at the things that people create, things that people are selling. And this year, this year, I think it's probably going to be the most unique year of vendors. We have folks that are bringing fishing lines that they have created that are biodegradable. We have blacksmiths that are going to be there with canes and all kinds of different things. I was just so excited. So this is not your average holiday market. Of course, we will have candles and we'll have jewelry. We have boutiques that are coming out with these bohemian dresses that I've never seen before. We have vendors that are bringing things from Italy, from Peru, from Spain. So it's an awesome holiday market, and it's a day of entertainment too. So
it is. But I'm telling you, get your Christmas shopping out of the way. So we're hoping that J.M. Bradley's Urban Art will be able to come there. I already know she has her own tent, her own tables, and a full outdoor gallery.
All right. Well, we have a spot for you. Definitely, we're going to reserve a spot for you, Jeanette. So we want to see all of your beautiful paintings and all of your artwork. So definitely, you were going to be 101 vendor that we have this year.
Oh my goodness!
Definitely, yeah.
I love it. I saw the Christmas trees. They're absolutely the Christmas tree scene. I purchased one last year. They are beautiful. Oh. So I'll get to come back and add to my collection. She was lonely, so she needs a sister. So I'll definitely be looking for Miss Chris again, Chrysandra Scott. Looking forward to that. Listen, t-shirt giveaway. If you are live on Facebook, we need you to type in the comments, I want to jingle. Ricky, the first one that reads, I want to jingle, will get your jingle on t-shirt. It's a beautiful, beautiful t-shirt. And I'm looking forward to seeing who that winner is. We're going to segue to Jeanette Bradley. She is in her studio. She's going to pan around a little bit or share her portfolio. And she's going to talk about a special piece. And we're going to come back. And that's going to be a giveaway. And we'll make those giveaway announcements at the end of the show. So if you want the Jingle Bell shirt, be the first to enter that comment. There are actually 2 shirts that are being given away. If you want to be the second winner, wait, let me check in with my admin. Do we have a first winner, Ricky? If you want to be the second winner, you've got to do a little more to get that t-shirt. You've got to share the post. Yeah, you got to go to her website, grab that post, and then share it on your page, and you will be the winner of the second t-shirt. So we're going to be looking for that at the end of the show. Ricky's already looking now. Type that comment. Type your jingle comment in now. So let's go to the studio with Jeanette with 2 N's, and let's see what's happening with the artist. Jeanette, unmute Jeanette. We're going to need Jeanette to unmute. But speaking of art, and while Jeanette is unmuting, you got artists in your family. My husband is an artist, and it's so funny. When I first met him, I saw this beautiful artwork that he was doing. He does a lot of graphics and signs and things when he was younger, and I asked him to do a portrait of me, and he did this beautiful portrait. It was really a rendition of my high school senior picture, and then years later, I asked him to just paint a portrait so I could hang it on my living room wall. He painted the first picture without really knowing me, and he said, I know so much about you now. The picture might look a little different. But Diva J, you have an artist in your family.
Yes. So my brother-in-law, MacArthur Freeman, is an artist. I like to say he's an artist, right? So he displays in galleries. He's also a professor at the University of South Florida in their art and animation departments. And so he and my sister, Dr. Elizabeth Horge Freeman, have just launched their newest endeavor called Imagine Blackness, where they are creating these beautiful pictures of Afrofuturism using artificial intelligence. So very
AI.
I love that theme, Imagine Blackness. That really does kind of take your imagination to a whole different level. So I am unmuted.
Yes, okay, well, you can take it away.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is really show you a lot of the pictures that I do have. Again, it's abstract art with the picture behind me with Mr. Hammond that I've started maybe about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Can you see that? Okay.
Yes, one of my favorite people.
Yeah, so let me just kind of move it kind of here. As his birthday came near, and this has been something that I've been thinking about for a long time, to say, I need to paint, but I have to be in that right mode before I paint, especially if I want to capture the essence of who he is. So this is a couple of weeks. I am abstract, so I don't want it to be exact. So sometimes I'll start a picture and people will say, well, I see who that is, but then I will do something to shift it, because I need for when people look at my art to have their own imagination of what that could be. So while it looks like him, it may shift some, but you will always be able to tell it's the essence of who he is. And which means I have to spend some time with this piece. Now, this is the piece that when it is done, there will only be 250 prints made. There's the original and then 250 prints made. And that first, so it'll be a limited edition. That first one is the one that I'd like to donate to you so that you can use it to give away, as a giveaway. So when that first one comes off the press, I would like to have one of your viewers win that piece. So it is a work in progress. It is something that I am still working on, but it will be probably the start of sort of headshots or self-portraits that I do of people that will have a twist. So it won't be photographic, but it will be something that hopefully people will be proud of. So this is the piece that I'm working on now. The piece behind it is, I'm gonna move this one over a little bit.
So while she's making that shift, I was just thinking as I was listening to her, a perfect time, and we get to select one of our, and I'll probably look and have Ricky do some research, who has been one of our long-term viewers. The show is turning 4 years old. And we perhaps will select a person, and maybe since it's maybe, I'm getting reading comments, the posts are being shared, and maybe to me this is history. And so whenever it's ready, perhaps we'll have you back for February for Black History Month, and let's make history with the man that made history for our community, and specifically the East Tampa community. So something, because she said she's giving it to the show, and we can share it with one of our vendors. And I'm already telling you, I'm definitely going to have one of the prints in my office on the campus of FAP as well. And I was sharing, Jeanette, are you ready? Oh, good, she's ready.
I am
back
ready.
To you.
So on back to the Mr. Hammond piece. It's every piece that I make has its own story or inspiration. So I'm already collaborating with Ursula McLemore, Ursula's History Shop, to begin, sort of summarizing his life. So it becomes a part of the narrative that goes with the piece. So as you buy it, you will also have the story behind Mr. Hammond. So that piece is a work in progress, and I'm excited that I'm able to donate that piece to you. This piece here was done sometime last year, and it's really about 7 Black young men and young women. What's significant about this piece here is the natural hair. I have this thing, as you know, I've been wearing natural hair for a very, very long time. And I think it speaks volumes to the culture when we embrace the differences in our hair and are not ashamed of it. So most, if not all of my pieces either have no hair or it's natural hair. And the other piece that most people pick up on is I do mixed media. And the media that I use in addition to acrylic paint is newsprint. So the significance of newsprint is actually newspapers, the news media as it is today have been used to tell our story. And that story has not always been flattering or to our liking. So in this age, especially with our young people today, it is take control of your own narrative, using newspaper as a symbol of what has told the story in the past, and you tell the story in the way that you want the Black race to be presented. So every last one of my pieces will connect to some positive aspect of Black life. This piece here is called Brown Paper Bag, and it talks about the colorism within the community. And it's something that we ourselves don't really like to talk about, but it's something that, as everything else, needs to be a part of the conversation today so that we can effectively deal with it. So when people buy this piece, and in fact, I've had to frame 2 of them in the last couple of weeks, and this is by white couples and Black people, Black and white people who buy this piece. They get that story, and they also have that discussion with me at the time of purchase so that they have an understanding of why this piece is significant. They may be buying it because, oh, it goes with the color scheme in my house, but now we're giving them a way to tell a story that perhaps they didn't know before. So
Jeanette,
that's what this piece does. I'm gonna pull this other piece. I like to call it the Stacey Abrams piece.
Oh,
and this is one of the first ones that I did. And it is, of course, abstract. And sometimes when people see it, they think of it's a lamp or a wine glass, but actually it's called Single Girl. And it really talks about little girls who grow up not feeling beautiful because of all the negative messages that are coming through. And they have to figure out who they are in the midst of all of that. And many times when they do, as they grow, they are doing things that not only impact their lives and enrich their lives, but it enriched the lives of the larger community, and not just the Black community, I mean nationwide. So for short, I said, oh, this is my Stacey Abrams piece. You know, one little girl grows up, and I think that we have yet to see the impact that she's going to have on this country. So the recent election does not necessarily set her back. So there's a lot of pieces like that. This one here is one of the popular ones. It's one of my mom's favorites. In fact, it's 5 girls, and she happened to have had 5 of us. So 5, 3, 7. These are numbers that I like. I don't know why the odd numbers. I'm sorry about the glare on that. But the girls are wearing newsprint, and again, it is talking about the significance of news and the necessity of us being able to tell our own stories. And don't worry, everyone, I do have one for the men, and this one's called Road Less Traveled. And it really talks about lost opportunities and the need to choose the road that was least traveled. They're much more open to our young people, and now we're not just going to be entertainers or sports, but we're going to be technology and finance and real estate and all those roads that were previously closed off. There is an opportunity here, and this one really talks about those lost opportunities that are no longer blocked. The last one I'm going to show, and I think you mentioned it, this is going to have a glare as well because I didn't take the This one is, I'm doing a music series. Sorry about the little O-ring, but I'm doing a music series right now because I'm getting a lot of requests.
Yes.
And because I do the annual Jazz on the Lawn, which by the way, we will not be doing it this school year, but our next one, and this is for you, Jeanette, because I know that's why we're connecting in the first place. Carrot Williams connected us. We're looking at October of 2023, which is the next school year. But so we still have time to talk. But because of the jazz series, I'm often asked, well, why don't you paint, jazz musicians? So I painted this one, and this is the saxophone, very, very popular. This is a popular one. I have a jazz trio series of the saxophone, the cello, and the drummer. I am just starting, because this is another request. This is just me taking a blank canvas. And then I have the idea of, I think I got to do the electric guitarist. So, so the other day I just said, all right, let me just give a feel for what this might look like. And this is how I generally start out. Somebody gives me a suggestion, I take a blank canvas, and then I just take a charcoal and just put it on. And then I watch that and look at it for a few days. And then I began working on it. And it could take me a matter of a month or two, or more or less. I live with the art as I do it. So that's a real quick kind of look at the madness, the method behind the madness.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, Jeanette M. Bradley, for inviting us into your urban art studio. Love the pieces. I'm excited. I should have at least shown my pieces, but I'll show my pieces when we come back for your return show after that special Mr. Hammond's piece is done. And we'll certainly look forward to you. And I'll take my selection of the print, and we're going to have it as a giveaway at the Jingle Bell Bazaar, because we wanted to do that on the show, but we'll do it then. We do have a winner for, let's see, the t-shirt, and we'll select the winner for the Mr. Hammond piece that's coming out either later this year or early next year. The art is absolutely beautiful. You were saying Stacey Abrams, and I was saying Viola Davis. As I listened to you talk about that piece,
exactly,
those were some of her exact words.
Yeah.
And that's what just made it, oh my goodness, so woman king.
Amazing. Beautiful.
But listen, I know we only have a couple of minutes left, but so individuals can commission you to do pieces for them.
Yes, I do commission pieces as well.
And for our radio listening audience, if you could kind of sum up, because you talked about, your art and how you created, you began with this abstract piece, you create the original, which is so totally different from the print. So when somebody comes to an art gallery, or they come and they see you at the Jingle Bell Bazaar, they'll see your originals, and then they'll see where you can also purchase the prints. Talk just a little bit about that, or expectations about that.
Well, at the bazaar, I will have some originals there, but I'll also have prints of everything that I've ever done. And the reason why you don't see all of the originals is because there's this group of customers that's all they want is originals. So once the original is gone, it's gone, and all I have left are the prints. And then it's the limited editions, which is that next group who says, well, I want something that has a limited edition.
Yes.
So there's that customer. And then I have quite a few that are more affordable, that are prints that I will print forever. Those will be available. Yeah,
I have appreciation for art. And I remember purchasing a piece many, many years ago because it just spoke volumes to me. And I was out of town, and I wrote a check for this piece of art. My husband thought I lost my mind. And he's an artist, and I'm telling you, I couldn't explain it. And so I got this beautiful letter from the art artist as to why he created that painting. So when we're
Awesome.
talking about those three different, give us kind of like a price point when you mentioned the term affordable. When you're talking about your prints, what is that range like?
So when I'm talking about prints for the unlimited editions, they're $55. For the limited editions, they're $195. And for originals, those range anywhere from $5,000 to around $1,300.
Okay, awesome. Listen, Diva J, any final thoughts? And then we'll come back to you, Al Diva, as we wrap the show up.
Well, first, thank you to our guests. I put the Jingle Bell Bazaar on my calendar. I will be there this year, so can't wait to do some shopping. Definitely going to be picking up one of those prints or paintings from Jeanette. The 5 girls remind me of the 5 Porch sisters. And so I felt like you were singing our story when you explained that. And then also, I want to make sure, I know we have DJ CEO on the line. I want to make sure I put out there that if you have not already gotten your table for the Power Couples Ball coming up on December 31st, make sure you do that. And if you're interested in sponsorship opportunities, feel free to give me a holler or reach out to Tampa Bay Tammy or Daryl Johnson. And so just really excited and looking forward to seeing all of you ladies again soon.
Awesome, awesome. Al Diva?
Well, one last thing I want to talk about that's really, really important, and it's the scholarship, that there's still time to apply for the we're calling it the YES Scholarship, the Young Entrepreneur Scholarship, Fostering a Dream. The deadline is November 18th, and DSI Black Pages is one of our corporate sponsors that will be giving you $500 for a scholarship seed funding. So you can go to our website under our column of Fostering a Dream. The application is there. Definitely, Jeanette, I can't wait to see all of your paintings, your prints, your originals, all at Jingle Bell Bazaar. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. And Jeanette, can't wait to see you again. Miss you guys, and Cheryl, miss you all so much. Thank you so much for having me back. This is my home away from home. Always enjoy the show, and I try to catch it as much as I possibly can. And thank you so much for having me here again.
Well, thank you all, and a special congratulations, Joyce Lewis. Make sure that you tag all of the youthpreneurs in your family. She is one of our winners, and Erlene Terrell, who has an amazing young man, Marcus.
Yes.
Make sure that they're tagged and they apply for the scholarship. And so we will put that in our thank you post. Thank you to all that tuned in today. Thank you to our winners. And listen, Diva J, Jeanette with one end is like a daughter to me. She's actually a goddaughter. And to you, Jeanette with 2 ends, her birthday is next week. And the picture of the 5 that she loves, I know I got the 4 sisters, so I know what that means for her to see her 5 sisters. That is my birthday gift to one of the prints to Jeanette, Diva J. Happy birthday to you. Oh yeah, that's mine. My 4 sisters.
Oh wow, thank you. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Cheryl.
So Cheryl, you should come to get it at the Black Friday sale. I am doing a Black Friday sale day after Thanksgiving at WR Event Center on 7th Avenue and 34th, right at that corner. It'll be wine, cheese, and art and jazz.
All right, that's her birthday week. And also, let me, since you're talking about Black Friday, the FAP group is also putting on a small business Saturday. So your event is Black Friday, so that's on a Friday, right, Jeanette?
Yes, it is.
And FAP's event is Small Business Saturday. So listen up, DJ CEO, thank you for your patience. We have Black Friday. Please go out and support Black entrepreneurs. We have Small Business Saturday. Come over to the campus of 5508. Youthpreneurs will be there. Bring them there and bring your dollars and support them. And Monday is Cyber Monday. And mixed up all in between, we're talking to nonprofits. Please don't forget, and I always do a list every year of Black nonprofits. Don't forget hashtag Giving Tuesday, which is going to be the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. That might be the 29th. To all of you, thank you. Apply for the scholarships. Come and support. Do your shopping on Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday. And let's make a difference and an economic impact. with people who are doing things just like these entrepreneurs right in our community. Your art is so moving to me, Jeanette. I just love it. And to see the smile on Jeanette's face just makes it all the more special.
Thank you.
Thank you to our radio listening audience from all over the world. Thank you for tuning in. We won't be back until second Wednesday in December. We'll be back with Dr. Davis. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. And I look forward to seeing you at all of these events we just talked about. Thank you to my special guests, Jeanette M. Bradley, and my two co-hosts, Diva J and L Diva. Thank you for your patience, DJ CEO. This show is a wrap.